Your mother is an egg roll. I don't know. Welcome back to the Rowdy.com studios. We got another big three for you today because there were so many on-track conflicts at Sonoma.
Yes.
We figured we could make a whole video just about them in and of themselves. Let's start. You're looking at me like... Let's start with the double whammy.
That was awesome.
Of Tony Stewart, Brian Vickers. We've got some audio from them. Let's listen first to what they had to say.
It was payback, but I dumped him first, and I dumped him because he was blocking. So I've been complaining about the way that guy's been racing all year, and I like Brian. I'm not holding it against him at all. I don't care if it was Ryan Newman. I would have dumped him too. So if they want to block, that's what's going to happen to them every time for the rest of my career.
Tony and I have been around long enough to know how to handle these things ourselves. You know, we're both grown adults. You know, it's not like we're rookies and, you know, we're learning the ropes. We know the deal. They know the deal. We'll figure it out. I'm sure Tony and I will talk this week. We don't need them to tell us.
That's how you do it.
I love the fact that
that's how you do it.
No emotion. It wasn't about being angry.
It wasn't personal. It wasn't personal. This is business, right?
Right.
You block me, I dump you. Actually, I wasn't blocking you, and if you dump me, I wreck you back. It's fine.
And we're gonna
like you.
And we're gonna go have beers together on Tuesday.
But and so maybe the only thing these guys maybe have to talk about was, gee, what really happened on the racetrack? They have a different understanding of what happened on the racetrack. Tony was pretty clear that he thought Brian Vickers was blocking. Vickers was pretty clear, like, dude, I'm not blocking you. Not that early in the race. I got other stuff going on out here. Tony did what he thought was right. Brian did what he thought was right. And it's done. The only problem for Tony Stewart is he lost 35 points.
Right.
And those could be very costly points.
But see, this is I think, in some ways, the ideal version of Boys Have At It.
I agree with you
because it was devoid of emotion. It was about what transpired on the track and dealing with it in that moment. You know, and I understand you can carry it with you and wait for the right time, but I like
dealing with it this way better.
Deal with it, man.
Because now they have nothing carrying forward.
Exactly.
And Tony with his ass in the air like he just don't care, that was awesome.
Dude, that was your elbow, dude.
It's a demonstration. Back of the car, front of the car.
So this is your ass?
In this demonstration.
Your ass is pointy and bony. All right, let's move on, because another guy who found himself in and amidst a world of conflict was Juan Pablo Montoya, with not just one but two guys. Kasey Kahne.
Well, this weren't no China shot, but he was a bull.
Nice.
Huh?
Nice.
He was bulling his way to the front.
Evidently, Cottonelle does chafe.
Yeah, it chased a lot of drivers in the wrong way. He ticked off Kasey Kahne. He ticked off Brad Keselowski. There must have been others. He was trying to get to the front, and he made some actually brilliant passes out there without the use of the bumper.
Yeah.
Without the use of the side of his race car. But he made enough other passes that he had some enemies. And then the thing I found interesting was after the race, he's saying, these other guys don't know how to road course race. I was like, wait a minute. You're banging into people left and right. You sure as hell didn't do that in Formula One. So I'm not sure. Maybe he doesn't understand give and take in NASCAR more than these other guys don't understand road course racing.
Yeah, I mean, Kasey Kahne has won on a road. He has won at Sonoma, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
So I don't know if it's a style issue. I think perhaps Juan Pablo is feeling the pressure. He's feeling the pressure of not having a win and not being in the top 10.
He's in the
mix.
mix.
He knows that a road course is his opportunity to get into that chase. If he can secure that win and grab that wild card berth, maybe he was being overly aggressive because he's feeling that pressure. I don't know.
Well, Brian Vickers talked in Tony Stewart's case about reaping what you sow, and after the race, Juan Pablo also mentioned that no one was giving him a break. And I feel like maybe that's a little bit what he's sown over the course of his career. I don't know that Juan
Pablo Montoya has really earned a break.
Well, that's certainly the way a lot of these other drivers feel.
All right, let's move on to conflict number 3, which is got to be Joey Logano, Robby Gordon.
Manning up. He manned up and took out the other orange car.
I do think that is part of what was going on. We have heard Greg Zipadelli multiple times say, dude, you got to stand up for yourself.
And that means
grow a pair.
It means drawing a line. It means drawing a line. When you look at how Brian Vickers and Tony Stewart handled themselves, there was a line they felt was crossed in each case, and they did something about it immediately. And this was where Joey Logano felt like this is a clear-cut case. Now, whether he's right or not isn't really for us to say. This is a clear-cut case of a guy who's slower, not giving me room, banging into me, not racing me with respect. And I'm not going to tolerate it. So I think Joey Logano had to do something like this at some point. He did it, and maybe that's over and done with too. I don't know, but I think Logano had to do this.
I think Logano had to do it as well, and not just because of these particular circumstances at this particular race. I think it had
it's cumulative.
It's cumulative. I think it's about his relationship with his crew chief. I think it's about the way he's perceived in the garage. I think it was something that Joey Logano had to do.
You don't want to go out and wreck guys just to wreck guys, but you do have to draw lines.
Well,
you
maybe
just do.
Juan Pablo wants to go out and wreck guys.
He might. You know, that's the other side of the coin, which is if you're out there drawing lines all the time, then maybe people, you get into some ongoing things.
Yeah.
It's not obvious how to handle these things.
All right.
Everyone's learning. Even you and me, Cutler, we're learning.
Shut up. That has been the conflict edition of the Rowdy.com Big Three. There's more video. Check them out. Still more video about Sonoma, and then we'll have more video about something else tomorrow.
Yes, we will.
Rowdy.com. Say it like it is.
Say what like it is?
Rowdy.com.
What's Big Three in Spanish?
Grande tres.
Tres. Trei is Italian. I get confused. Tres grande.
We got to take Spanish lessons from the Chinese guy.
Cantonese. What would be in Cantonese?
What's Big Three in Cantonese? Dai sam.
Welcome to the Rowdy.com Dai sam.